there's a couple walking their dog and my cat sees them and so she's chirping at them. Oh, they're cute. I love when people are happy and in love. You guys, I don't know what's going on with me, but my energy has been so low and crazy, and this is not recommended, and I don't think anyone should do this, but I am gonna crack a bloom for this video. It is 7 o'clock and I already had an Alani today. However, I am going out later and I'm tired. I really am tired, so let me have this, okay? Cheers. Y'all, I don't know why lately my fingertips are not strong enough to open tabs. What's going on? Not sponsored. Like I mentioned, I do have to go out later, so I may not be able to get through filming this entire video. We may have to cut it up into a few separate parts, but obviously that would be for me, not for you. So I was actually brainstorming videos with my boyfriend, video ideas, and he was like, you should do a video idea over this. So thank you so much, Diego, for that, and you're the best. So let's get into it. Until about 2 months ago, the most I ever cared for soccer was whenever my seriously precious boyfriend played goalie and I went to go watch his games. You know, I played the role of super interested girlfriend that actually in reality had no idea what was going on. Really there for, you know, the love of the game and the fun of it all. I am quite literally going from a girl who knew a lick of nothing about the sport to truly growing a respect over these past 2 months for the game. So Diego suggested we do a recap of everything the World Cup has taught us by being a host country in America. As we all know, it's a very tumultuous time in America, politically wise, and I thought it would be a great way to honor the World Cup and truly this gift that we've been given by being a host country this year. So what a way to honor it without a wonderful list of things that we've learned, key takeaways that we can have from this monumental event. And y'all knew I was gonna talk about it. Justin Bieber is involved. Let's be so real. I kind of want to go over some things I've learned as a new fan and some takeaways I hope we all remember for a really, really long time. Before we begin, let me know in the comments what you learned from the World Cup. Maybe did you watch soccer growing up? Have you always watched it? Or was the World Cup your introduction to it as well? Who your favorite team or your favorite player is, and did your team win or the team that you thought was going to win? Isn't it like Spain and Argentina? At this point, we'll know the winner, so congratulations to... I'm really hoping it's Spain, though. Isn't it? Okay, let me do a quick... Is it Spain and Argentina in the... Yeah, it is. So let's go Spain. I have my personal reasons for not liking Argentina, and we are not going to be getting into that into this video. So let's go Spain. Hopefully this ages well. Editing Lauren will know more than I will. All right. I'm filming this on Friday before the game, by the way. So yeah, she's editing quickly and she's working hard and she's getting things up because this will be up by the end of the World Cup game on Sunday because I made that promise to myself. So before I get into this list, some things we're kind of going to be looking at TikToks with, some things I'm just going to add in my personal commentary. Sometimes she's opinionated and has a lot to say, and then sometimes she really just doesn't care, so let's go. All right, let's actually get into what I learned and what I feel like we all could take away from this. Number 1, borders are not real. You cannot change my mind. Genuinely, and I was thinking about this a few months ago my boyfriend and I traveled to El Paso. If you are unfamiliar with Texas or the geography of it, El Paso in Texas is like right on the border of Mexico. So you drive right next to Mexico when you are traveling. There are no borders. Borders are not real. This is not real. Some horrible, horrible political construct to keep us divided, keep us apart, keep people in power, whatever it may be. Borders are not real. And we are so much more in common with our neighbor than we think, and what they want us to believe and what they lit on for us. So if I could say my one true biggest takeaway from the World Cup would just be like, we're all the same. We live on the same land. We live on the same earth. I just don't get it. Number 2, it's called football, not soccer. All right? I will die on this hill. Why did we steal the term football from them? You know, like it's pronounced football, right? But why do we think we have power to be able to say, oh, I like that word for a sport name and I'm going to take it now? How about you get your own? It's giving Gulf of Mexico turned Gulf of America. Like, I'm not liking that. All right, we need to come up with another word for the sport of American football, because I just disagree with calling it football from here on out. And soccer is football. You cannot change my mind. But I probably still will call it soccer because of my American tiny pea brain. Number 3, our food situation in America was obviously hazardous, life-threatening, quite literally. I guess I just didn't realize how like bad truly we had it. The videos of people like laughing at our ingredients, the fact that the Norway team had to bring over all of their food and ship over, allegedly, all of their food from Norway because they don't trust food in America. That's a little embarrassing, hun. Let's be so honest with ourselves. That's a little embarrassing. And then that led me thinking, like, what does make our food situation so bad? And truly, why are we able to pass things and have things on the shelves that are so terrible for us? Why is the FDA a big sham, allegedly? I don't know. I will never know. You didn't hear from me, sister. Number 4, I need to give you a disclaimer about, because like I told you before, I knew nothing about a lick of lack when it came to football, right? Until about 3 weeks ago. Truly, I didn't know what offsides meant. I did not know how to get a foul, what a yellow or red card was, and what that holds or constitutes, why the score went up instead of down. I didn't understand penalties. I didn't understand anything about the sport. So I need you to remember that before I say number 4 and before you feel some type of way about me, okay? The 4th thing that I took away from the World Cup was that the American countries are so much farther behind the European countries when it comes to football. And I don't know if this is a widely known fact. I don't know if this is even a factual statement. This is an observation I made while I was watching the games. Did I watch every single game? No. Do I know what players scored what goals? No. Do I know what teams have won and who got eliminated when? No. However, the games that I saw were very lackluster when it came to the American teams. And I hope that that makes sense. And I hope that that also doesn't get me in some hot water with everyone. I don't know if it's true. That was my observation from not knowing anything about the sport. I believe that, let's say, someone who doesn't know anything about baseball or basketball could watch the sport as an observer and see, ooh, this team or this player or XYZ is not very good. As a person with eyeballs, I believe I'm allowed to say that. Don't take my word as law or anything, but we low-key looked at. We just kind of seemed very uncoordinated, less structured, kind of less team effort. And when you look at the America's MO, like genuinely that kind of does reign true. We do kind of have a hard time getting along with each other. Anyway, don't get salty. Don't get salty. I literally know nothing about the sport. Please check me in the comments with your facts because I love learning new information every single day. So I will take everything that you say, I will take it in, and I'll forget every single word. So go ahead and put it in the comments for me, please. The next thing I learned from the FIFA World Cup is that you better indeed do that, run FIFA their check, or you are quite literally getting the tape. And let's see what I mean by that. Somebody say you got a new frame. The bogged down of filming, everything preparing for it is so awful and an existential crisis for me every single time, but then I genuinely love filming. Like, I love sitting in front of the camera and just yapping my little freaking brain out. It's so good. Oh, I'm so sweaty right now too. I don't know what's going on. I know the fan's kind of low. Maybe I should, I don't know, maybe I should turn it up. What were we talking about? Oh, let's watch this TikTok. No, because they really ate with that, because they took that bald man's insecurities and self-doubts and they really ran with it and marketed it. So good. So good. The Levi's brand doing this is absolutely hysterical. I love it. But the one with the girl working and they covered her Nikes.
I'm working at the World Cup at the at the San Francisco Bay Area Stadium. And I had wore my Nikes today on accident. Bro, tell me why this is what the me do. Bro. They handed me tape and they were like, you need to cover that up. Insane. That's not Adidas. Bro, it's not that serious.
Made her tape up the Nike swoosh logo on her tennis shoes. That just further solidified in me that bald white men are money-hungry goblins. Levi's changing their logo was super iconic though. I love that. The sixth thing that I learned from the World Cup, this one also is gonna be a little controversial, might get me in some hot water. Should we be holding our athletes to a higher standard? Because I saw a lot of controversy, and even some of my favorite YouTubers that make commentary videos made videos about the fact that the World Cup players, quite a few of the World Cup players, have allegations against them. Okay, so this begs the question, like, should we be holding our athletes to a higher standard? And not to toot my own horn, but I actually did a feature article on this in high school, and I won a state award on it, okay? That talked about holding professional athletes to a higher standard because they are seen in media, they are looked up to highly by our children and younger generations, especially future athletes and more people who want to be put in the spotlight. A lot of athletes are associated with celebrities and other really high-standing political figures or people with power. Should we also be holding athletes to these standards that we, kind of force on every single other person? Except for like the president or anyone we like love that is a criminal and does horrible things, but we're just willing to look past that because of who they are. But yeah, it's fine. I digress. Doesn't like Ronaldo have charges and like a bunch of other, I don't know, allegedly, this is just what I've heard. Remember, I've only liked the sport for 5 minutes. Even a lot of like YouTubers I watch, like Ready to Glare, if you guys watch her, love her videos. She did a video about, you know, kind of addressing the elephant in the obvious stadium. Hello. Why are we not talking about this? Why are we not addressing the fact that it's not just one or two, it's quite literally multiple? I think when I did some research, it was like 5 different athletes that have open claims or active claims against them right now, and that's just quite literally jarring to me. I just can't. And then multiple other really big players just have had things against them. DV allegations, SA allegations, like things that should not be happening if you are anyone, let alone if you are being held to a standard where you are being paid to be seen on TV, paid for your entertainment. You are being shown widely across different brand or marketing things. Like some of these guys are huge stars in their country. They are. The footballers are it. You know, for some of these people, it's everything. I mean, look at all the money and the amount of time, effort, and culture shock these people were willing to put themselves through just to come here and support their teams and their countries. So, yeah, it's a big deal to them. I don't know how these guys aren't being held to a higher level of play. And I mean that in life. I don't just mean that on the field, buddy. And then, like, is there just too much pressure on these guys to do that in the first place? Is that right to ever kind of hold anyone to that standard? I mean, look what happened to that tragic, awful case we heard about Jaden Adams, the footballer who played for South Africa. Like, what happened in that situation? I don't know, actually. I don't even think they've come out and said it yet, but why is that happening? That's awful. You know, whatever the case was, I don't know if it was like natural causes. I don't know if it was, you know, too much pressure. I don't know if he went down the slide himself. I don't know what happened there, but whatever the case is, it's tragic and awful. And are we holding these athletes to a high enough standard? Are some of them being held to too much of a standard that they believe they can't fulfill? I don't know. That was another thing that I just really made me think from this. Okay, number 7. Here's number 7. Pay our waitresses more. Because why am I seeing TikToks of foreigners coming here, which is completely fine. I understand it's customary in your culture, and not tipping? Here's my thing. If you did know something was customary in someone else's culture, like, wouldn't you do it? I don't know, out of respect. Genuinely, I've been out of the country one time, and I was in a very sheltered area with a very sheltered group. Okay, 2 times, but is the same scenario both times? I don't know. When I was in one of these places, I did have to follow customaries, and I did have to follow the rules, you know, that you're supposed to. These people that were coming over here and filming and saying, like, they're not going to tip because the businesses should be doing that, but they don't. So, like, did you tip? Did you not leave a tip? Did you really not leave a tip? Because they don't. So, but this is not on the foreigners. This is on us. I've learned we need to pay our wait staff more. The minimum wage in general in America should be higher. It is absolutely ridiculously bonkers low. The only fact that I'm not making minimum wage is that I have a degree that someone somewhere said I could have. So here we are. Apparently, a lot of people came here and they did not tip when they went out to eat.
Dropping hundreds of dollars on beers and not leaving a single cent for a tip? For Aussies, that's just a Saturday night, but in the US, it's sending bartenders into a complete meltdown. As an estimated 1.2 million soccer fans flood the US for the World Cup, local venue staff are discovering that international visitors didn't get the memo about America's tipping culture. The beer is flowing, but the tips are coming up short. One New York waitress revealed large groups are racking up tabs of almost $700 and leaving absolutely nothing. International fans are genuinely so baffled by the American ritual of calculating tips that venues are being forced to change how they operate. And no, they aren't finally paying their workers a proper wage, they're just slapping an automatic 20% fee straight onto the bill.
Just pay your staff! Just pay your staff! We won't be tipping for beers at the half!
Venue staff say they're learning to roll with it, but their advice to tourists? Embrace the local customs if you want to have a better time.
Okay, so here is my take on that. You should be tipping. If you are here, you should be tipping. I'm sorry if that's the custom that we have put in place and you know that these people aren't making money, you chanting that one time, you going to a restaurant one time and boycotting giving a tip is not going to make the restaurant pay the server that one time. So you have screwed over the server not paying them for their service, for the dinner or the drinks or whatever they gave to you that night. So is the American tipping system awful? Absolutely yes. Do we need to pay our servers more? Yes, that is what I ultimately learned. But I do think that we should be following the customs of the place we go to. I'm not saying convert to their culture and their ideologies, but I'm saying like, just please tip servers. I don't know. Even I feel like if I was in other countries, I still would, just I guess because that's ingrained in me from being here. But please, just please. I don't know what else to say. I understand that minimum wage has not been raised, at least in Texas, I think for a while. But like I said, the one time you going and refusing to tip and getting mad at the server or the establishment is not going to change the laws of the United States overnight. And I wish it could. Why is this not universal that we just pay everyone a livable wage? I don't really get that. Why are we paying each other to live? I don't like that, but that's another topic for another day. Okay, number 8. I realized that a lot of players wear pink shoes. A lot of players are in touch with their feminine side, and I'm digging that, okay? A lot of them wear pink shoes. I didn't know y'all were with it. I'm really, really digging that and loving that, Kings. I love that energy. But is there a reason? Is there a reason we wear pink shoes? I don't know. I didn't look it up, so let me know in the comments. Number 9. This one is going to be pretty much the whole reason for the video, and I believe truly the reason for the World Cup and what events like this can teach us as a whole world community overall. We're not that different from each other, guys. We're really not. I mean, these TikToks of all of us coming together is just the most precious thing. People dancing and singing 20 minutes from the place I grew up, that live completely across the world, that otherwise never would have come here. You know, Arlington was a really big hot spot for all of these people, and it's just such an amazing thing to see that we truly are not that different. Just because languages, cultures, foods, music, ideas maybe separate us, we're all the same. We truly are. So let's watch some feel-good videos of the World Cup together, because truly I can't get over how precious these people are. Like, they really are so freaking stinking adorable and cute. I love them.
All currently witnessing
Oh my gosh, I love
world
this guy.
healing right now, and here's why. Since the World Cup has started, we have seen so many people from across the globe come to America and absolutely love it.
Yeah, and that's, we have such a bad rap around the world, which rightfully so, come on. But when all of these people are coming here, their consensus is how much they love America. They're having so much fun. They're genuinely enjoying the people, the culture. I saw people saying, like, Texas is unlike a place I've ever been. Like, the streets are clean, people are nice. Like, that, it's insane. Like, people don't live like this other places.
America is one of the greatest countries on the planet. There is so much to do, and that the people are just wonderful. And the best thing about that is it's all the simple things, whether it's Waffle House, whether it's 7-Eleven, whether it's just big trucks. Everybody is loving America.
Yeah, I think another really funny thing is that people are genuinely just coming together, being themselves.
We owe America a huge apology, because America is nothing like what the media tells us. Everyone is so friendly, everyone is so accommodating.
But I love seeing everyone say how nice and friendly people are, because genuinely, also as someone who's lived in Texas her whole entire life, I am starting to feel like people are not getting so nice and friendly. So when people come on here and say, this is one of the friendliest places I've ever been, it does kind of put me in a reality check a little bit.
I've honestly had the best time.
Oh yeah, I reposted this one. This is a good one. Politicians are the problem.
I cannot speak English, but I'm excited!
The Scotland fans singing Take Me Home Country Roads was genuinely one of the best moments I've ever seen in my entire life also. And all of the Japanese in Texas, they are so amazing. Oh my goodness. The most pure hearts, genuine souls. They are so excited and happy. It's just the best thing. It's truly the best thing to watch. I also thought it was really funny how everyone, you know, our food is awful for us and terrible for our bodies, but everyone loves the taste, you know, like everyone loved the taste of all of our food. I didn't see one video of people saying, oh, this food is bad, this food is gross. Where? Let it all go. Genuinely mood ruined because I just saw this video of this girl saying she just met Justin Bieber naturally in the wild. Don't ever say something like that again, girl. These people on the internet gonna find you, girl. So we really could just all come together, guys, and we could truly make our world a better place if we wanted to. And the World Cup kind of showed that to me, kind of solidified that for me. All we could hope for at the end of the day is a better world for our children, right? For us, for our future generations, and for the time that we do have left with this earth. Let's make it nice. Let's be kind. Let's do good, maybe, please. It all does come back to love at the end of the day. It is the greatest, most truest form of why we're here, is to love each other. Number 10. Okay. The 10th, sorry, Diego just got here, so I'm looking at him. And he's on the phone. Don't me off. Who is he on the phone with smiling like that? Why when men are talking to their friends, They are just the most cheesy and smiling they ever been in their life. What is so funny? What is you laughing about? What is funny? I'll show you something that's funny. Anyways, the last thing I learned from the World Cup is that Justin Bieber is the greatest performer and vocalist of our generation. I will have no further discussion about this topic. It truly is a shame that we have to wait 4 more years for the World Cup to come back. Hey Siri, when will the World Cup come back to America?
Okay, I found this on the web for when will the World Cup come back to America. Check it out.
For real, 2038?
Did you shake your head no?
I said yeah.
Oh.
No. You want to come do that on the mic?
No, I have to figure out what the noise is.
It's even worse that we have to wait until I'm pretty sure like 2038 to host the World Cup again, and that will be so far away. I will be almost 40. But hey, maybe we'll be sponsored creators by then, and then we can be sponsored at the World Cup and someone can send me to every game. Do you think that 40-year-olds will still be relevant in 2038? We'll see. Will I still be relevant? Will you guys still watch me in 2038? Be honest. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.